Okay everyone, so a little bit of a different video. Basically going to be a time lapse of me replacing the rear brakes on a Peugeot 306, they're disc brakes. A lot of people ask, well, how long does it actually take you? A guide can be deceiving sometimes about how long it takes someone. This is just a driveway essentially with a roof on it, not needed today. It's not raining for the first time in, I don't know, 4 years I think in England. But just a flat driveway, and I've got tools, most basic tools any DIY would have. I have more than that, but the tools necessary for the job. I'm waffling already. Let's get on. I'm going to show you what time it is and then put a time lapse on, start to finish, doing the rear brakes. Nothing fancy, some APEC discs, some Febby Bilstein handbrake cables, Borg and Beck pads, just because they're the cheapest brand parts I could find. It's just the daily. Nothing fancy, they'll be absolutely fantastic for what I need them to do. And the previous set that I put on when I bought the car 50,000 miles ago, they're all about there. One cable has snapped, one set of pads is quite low. So that's why I'm doing it. So I've not even prepped any tools, I've just got the pile of parts ready to go. Workshop is ready to be used, basically. I brushed it because on camera, but that's it. So time lapse will start, and I'll prepare, and you'll see me go from start to finish of doing the rear brakes. I promised to show you what time it was. It is 9:20. So let's start. Second bit of info just so you know what I was doing. With my leg sticking out the car, we were removing this trim, which is a couple of T25 or T20 Torx in the back of this, two 10mm nuts again in the front. Sometimes you can get the handbrake cable rubber off, and I fought with that, still couldn't manage it, don't have to use that. And then with a 13mm long deep socket, remove the nut off that so we get that completely out of the way, and then all the cables are loose to pull through. So that's what I was faffing with in here. Right, back to the music and the time lapse. Alright, realistically we're about 55 minutes in. All the cables are out, the discs and the pads fitted, all working lovely on both sides. We came to the last sort of 10 minutes of work, and the cables I sent are for drums, and I ordered disc ones. So it teaches me for trying to save 10 quid by ordering online. So local mocha factors in a couple of hours, they've had to get them in for lunchtime. We'll have those. Unfortunately, this is my only mode of transport, so we'll put the wheels back on. That'll give me a good chance to bed in the rear brakes before we start adjusting the handbrake cable, which is always the thing you want to do. You never want to adjust the handbrake cable and then bed the brakes in. It just doesn't go as well. Just trust me on that one. So we'll put the wheels back on, buzz into town in a couple of hours, and get back to this and restart the time lapse and give you an accurate scientific measure of how long it's taken me. Well, it'll be a measure of how long it's taken me. I'm not including the 2 hours waiting for cables. Gotta love British weather. It's raining again. It's easier to define when it doesn't rain here than when it does in the last 6 months. Anyway, correct ones now established. So I'll get the car back up and we'll carry on with the time lapse and give a more accurate figure of how long it took. Yeah, I'm going to try and keep the frame, the shot is kind of the same, but it means I'll be getting wet now. So thanks for that, guys. Stupid weather. Stupid cables. Oh, quick tip from me. Be careful when you buy a pair of cables. They are handed left and right, one slightly longer than the other. So be careful when the little covers for little places as it goes around and loops and does things. Top tip. Right, time that. Okay, it is done. Nice. Obviously there was a delay. I'm not going to add the 2.5 hour delay in getting the new cables with the correct cables for the car, even though the cables I'd ordered were for the correct cables for the car. But in total we spent 1 hour and 25 minutes to replace the pads, the discs and the cables on the rear of the Peugeot 306. So there you go. I wasn't trying to do it as fast as I could. Wasn't trying to cut corners. I could have done in a number of ways. And I'm not trying to show off. I was just demonstrating that I've done more than these than I count to remember. Maybe not as many as others like Darren or something, but a lot of them. And it took me 1.5 hours to do the rear discs, pads and the handbrake cables and adjust them. That kind of took the long... It always takes me 10 minutes. I like to absolutely fine tune the adjustment of the handbrake cable. Everyone says the 306 handbrake is rubbish. It is if you set it up badly. So great handbrake, 3 clicks, absolutely rock hard. Excuse that. So if it takes you as an amateur DIY guy on his gravel driveway in the rain, like 3 hours, an afternoon, on a Saturday afternoon, a Sunday afternoon, or 2 evenings or something, to get your rear brakes done, don't worry. I've done loads of them. It took me 1.5 hours, and you want to get it right. It's your brakes. So that was what this video is about, is that when you see these videos on YouTube, great, they're a great guide, but they usually, you know, I'll put a link up here somewhere, up there, is that where the link will be? To the rear brake guide that I do. I don't know how, it's a pretty extensive guide, but I definitely chop and cut on the edit, obviously. On this, you've seen how long it takes, time lapse of it, me doing it here, quite a nice situation to do it in, relatively dry, other than my leg. And there we go, that's how long it took me. And I know what I'm doing, and I've done it hundreds of times. I could do it with my eyes shut. So don't panic about how long it takes you to do something. Just do it right, and always allow plenty of time. So if you find a book time for a job, say these brakes, the book, I don't know what the book time is, but let's say the book time was 1.5 hours. Always, always, always allow at least twice that time. Just then you're safe. And then if you manage it in 2 hours, you can have a woohoo cup of tea and a biscuit. All right? Okay, that's me. I'm done. Here's the daily, just cracking on for another probably 50,000 miles, I hope, over the next couple of years, doing its thing. Wonderful, thanks for watching.